I want to answer Chang's question here when he was saying that Roman Cardenas was on an interview saying that Naoya Inoue doesn't have power. He doesn't crack like that. Okay, let me tell you why that statement came out of Roman Cardenas's mouth. And in fact, he might not actually be lying, but he wouldn't know the truth. And I'm going to explain why. Stay with me. Roman Cardenas experienced a different version of Naoya Inoue, the version of Naoya Inoue that just got dropped by him in the second round. The second he got dropped, he might have got caught with some shots in the first round or leading into that, and Naoya Inoue was obviously chasing him, but he hadn't really felt Naoya Inoue's full power by that time. When Naoya Inoue dropped, I'm pretty sure his father or himself, the adjustment that he made was he took off his power and he started using speed and he started using 6, 7, 8 piece combinations. You can't throw a 7 piece combination with all power shots. You're going to gas yourself out. So when you saw Naoya Inoue punch more and you noticed he took away the power and he was just touching you, pow, 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 pow.
So
Those
he
shots
basically
were
touched them
strong
with.
enough. Those shots by themselves with just normal power, pow, 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 were strong enough to light up his entire forehead. It looked like an entire, all Naoya Inoue's knuckles were all over his forehead. And by the way, Roman Cardenas, I don't think you can no longer feel the power once you're already battered. You ever get a cut and you keep smacking at some point you're no longer going to feel it because you're numb. You're numb. When you're going to feel the power, they should have took that microphone and asked them 3 days later or 2 days later, "Hey, how's his power now?" And show me your forehead when it's like this. And you're going to sleep at night with fucking ice packs on your head. Now tell me about his power. But you couldn't feel it anymore because you were numb from all the violence. But Naoya Inoue did take away power because it's not like he was going boom, bam, like dropping it like that 1, 2 or 1, 2, 3 or 4, right? He was throwing 6, 7 punch combinations. You can't do that power punching like that. It was obvious what he did. And since I read boxing, I saw what was going on in the ring. He got a little bit more cautious. He was like, fuck, this dude dropped me. I feel a little embarrassed. To some Americans, this is the first time they've ever seen me in America in Las Vegas. To real hardcore boxing fans, they knew I already came to America, but the casuals were saying, cross the pond, cross the pond. And next thing you know, he's on the ground. He switched it up, made the adjustments, won the fight, brutalized them. So, that's just to answer your question. When Roman, you hear that, don't sleep. Don't let these people paint these pictures and it's gonna fuck. I'm trying to tell you, I'm teaching you something. Same thing they try to say against pillow fisted Devin Haney. Brian Norman Jr. and his father ate that up. They literally thought they could stand in front of Devin Haney and walk through his power. They found out wrong the hard way. Don't believe some of these things. Like, no, you're not going to tell me that a guy, Roman Cardenas, is going to come out, oh, yeah, he doesn't have any power, but he knocked out like everybody. Everybody. And I saw why. Stephen Kubo Fulton tried to say, oh, Naoya, he don't hit hard. He don't hit hard. Brother, has anybody else ever embarrassed you like that since or before? Don't lie
Well,
to
here's the
me.
question, though. Here's the question that falls into play. Maybe Cardenas is comparing him to other 122 fighters.
No, I just
And
think Cardenas really never got Naoya Inoue's real power. I don't in the fight. You saw the last finishing sequence. It was a barrage of punches. It was boom, 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 boom. It wasn't like Luis Pantera Nari. It wasn't like the Donier. It wasn't like the McLoney fight. It wasn't like Stephen Kubo Fulton. Look at the way he put away Roman Cardenas. What was he using as an offense? You saw it. He was pop, 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 pop. It wasn't like when he knocked out Luis Pantera Nari, he was vicious, right? My man went like this. He said, poop, bang, out. Uppercut, big right hand, boom, laid into him. Roman Cardenas was like, ping, 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 ping. I study Naoya Inoue's punching power and how I know when he's punching and when he's not punching. And then I watch another fight from him, and he just displays punching power that doesn't make sense to me. So this is why I study him so much. And you can trust in the fact that I've done my homework on him. I'm going to show you how and why. The day that this fight happened with Fulton, when Naoya Inoue knocked out Stephen Kubo Fulton, everybody got on social media and said, Naoya Inoue brutally knocked out Stephen Kubo Fulton and he destroyed him. A lot of Japanese fans came on. And what I wanted to point out was Naoya Inoue's sportsman-like conduct in the fight. His mercy, the mercy that he showed Stephen Kubo Fulton out of respect. It was so fast. I don't think a lot of people actually caught it, but I did. And I got receipts. Right in the fight, I alerted the people. They were like, "Hey, when you crazy?" I said, "Let's go watch this together and I'll prove it." You also got to know about fighting a little bit, just a little bit about how movement works. If I take this, drop it, it lands. That's gravity, right? For when momentum is going, you can tell the way of the momentum of an object, can't you? Okay, check this out. Watch this. We're gonna be for educational purposes. We're gonna be studying Naoya Inoue's punching power. Okay, check this out. We're in the 8th round in the Naoya Inoue fight. I believe it was the 8th round, right? Yeah, it is 8th round. 2 minutes and 19 seconds against Stephen Kubo Fulton against Naoya Inoue. Now, Naoya Inoue has been setting up this same punch all night. He has hit Stephen Kubo Fulton several times, and Stephen didn't realize Naoya Inoue was setting him up. Now, this is what I'm talking about when I talk about Naoya Inoue's punching power and his mercy on his opponent sometimes. He doesn't show it a lot, but when he got you beat, he doesn't really try to hurt you. Pay attention to what's happening. He hit Stephen Kubo Fulton with a big shot. And when he went to go finish him, look what happened. Watch. See this punch? Everybody said that punch ended Stephen Kubo Fulton, but we're going to watch it a little bit more closely. Look where his hand goes.
He brings it back.
He brings it back. You see his hand? You
Yep,
see his hand? You saw that, right?
he brought it
I
back.
told everybody. He showed him mercy. They said, why, Edwin? I said, let me tell you something. If he really wanted to hurt Stephen Kubo Fulton in that situation, when you want to hurt somebody and you're trying to finish them, just do this right now in your living room. Throw a punch. Just throw it. Your momentum's going that way. If he wanted to end Fulton, when he wanted to knock him out like brutally, when he threw that punch, his punch should have ended going towards the crowd. He should have hit him, and this and this should have still been going that way. When he hit him and his hand went backwards, that shows you that's a separate body movement. You would have had to tell your brain to stop and let off the punch rather than your body doing what it was trained to do, finish him. He actually, in fact, showed Stephen Kubo he didn't want to hurt him. When he had him hurt with the big shot that he went, pop, that's enough. You're a beaten man. He got up, he turned around, he said, oh, he was on the rope, he turned around, he said, oh, you still here? Pop, 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 finished him. But if Naoya Inoue really wanted to hurt Stephen Kubo Fulton with the type of power he has, Stephen Kubo Fulton was a defensive fighter. He was out on his feet. You see how fast Naoya Inoue is. His reaction time, split second shit. Split second shit. He knew Fulton was out. And all he had to do is tap, put him down. I don't have to hurt you. Like
And
that.
you know what's even more crazier? You know what's even more crazier? That the people here in the States, they took that and ran with it and called Inoue a fucking drug cheat and a rap
All
cheat.
kinds of raps and stuff. And it was like I was looking at it saying, wait a minute. You took the $3 million, you agreed to go to Japan, you signed by their rules, you were there for 30 more extra days, knowing about the rules and everything. It's not like their rules said, oh, the only fighter that can double stack their hands is Naoya Inoue. Stephen Fulton, you can't do that. No, you could do the same thing he did. Then Fulton's coach, everybody went into Naoya Inoue's locker room. And Naoya Inoue said, tell my guy, the guy that wraps my hand, how would you like him to wrap my hand? They said, do it this way. He wrapped his hands the way the Americans asked him to. He wrapped it the same way. The official came, rocked it, and he got knocked out just like that. Which proved his knockout power or his stopping. Stephen Fulton didn't win 30 seconds in no round. In no round. So that kills the notion that Naoya Inoue is all hand wraps. You understand?